Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, where we look beyond the royal spectacle to the realities behind palace walls. Today we explore the contrast between the monarchy's polished image and the truths hidden beneath. Behind the smiles and ceremonies lies a world of private arrangements and personal struggles. What happens when the official narrative starts to unravel? That's where our story begins. We'll examine a royal marriage that, according to some, is far from the united front it appears to be. Whispers echo through the grand halls of the palace as rumours swirl that King Charles and Queen Camilla's marriage is more performance than partnership. To the public, they appear united, smiling at official events, standing side by side at ceremonies, and presenting a picture-perfect royal couple. But behind the carefully curated facade, insiders claim a very different story is unfolding. Sources close to the royal household suggest that Charles and Camilla lead largely separate lives. Charles spends most of his time at Highgrove, his beloved country estate, while Camilla prefers the comfort and privacy of Ray Mill House. Their paths cross mainly for official duties when royal protocol demands a united front. This separation goes far beyond the old tradition of separate bedrooms. It extends to separate homes, distinct social circles, and even different daily routines. Friends say they often attend events alone, rarely seen together outside of royal obligations. Their union, some royal watchers argue, is less a love story and more a carefully managed business arrangement. The marriage, they claim, is designed to uphold the monarchy's image, projecting stability and unity to the world, even if the reality is far more complicated. If these whispers hold any truth, then the public is being sold a fairy tale, one of enduring romance and partnership, while the reality behind palace walls may be one of profound loneliness and emotional distance. The monarchy's enduring power relies heavily on the image of family unity. Any cracks in that image, no matter how small, raise uncomfortable questions about what else might be hidden from view and whether the royal family is as united as they seem. So what other secrets might be concealed behind these palace walls? The truth, it seems, remains as elusive as ever, shrouded in tradition, secrecy, and the ever-watchful eyes of the world. The double standard is glaring, and it's impossible to ignore. The British press has long played a powerful role in shaping public opinion about the royal family, and nowhere is this more evident than in the way Meghan Markle has been treated compared to others. Meghan was relentlessly vilified for seeking privacy and autonomy, accused of not sacrificing enough for the monarchy or for the traditions of the royal family. Every step she took was scrutinized, every decision questioned, as if her desire for a life outside the spotlight was a personal affront to the institution. She gave up her successful acting career, left her home country, and surrendered much of her personal freedom. Yet despite these sacrifices, she was painted as a disruptive outsider, someone unwilling to play by the unspoken rules. Meanwhile, Camilla Parker Bowles, who also entered the royal family under intense scrutiny, is allowed to keep her own home and maintain her lifestyle. She is often praised for her independence and resilience, her ability to carve out a space for herself within the royal world. The very autonomy Meghan was condemned for is celebrated in Camilla, highlighting a stark contrast in how similar actions are perceived depending on who takes them. One woman's sacrifice was never enough, no matter how much she gave up. The other's freedom is lauded as wisdom and strength, a sign of her character. This exposes the royal narrative's deep-seated bias and, at times, its cruelty, revealing how the institution protects some while casting others aside. The rules are not the same for everyone, and the public is left to question what true sacrifice really means within the walls of royalty. Mill House is Camilla's sanctuary, where she escapes royal life and finds comfort with her family. Her desire for a private retreat is understandable, but the contrast with Meghan is stark. Meghan and Harry's wish for their own sanctuary was framed as betrayal. Camilla's arrangement is quietly accepted, even praised. The tabloids that attacked Meghan now spin Camilla's separate life as healthy and modern. This privilege was never offered to Meghan. The monarchy bends for insiders, but outsiders face rigid, unforgiving rules. King Charles's cancer diagnosis makes the reported separation even more poignant. Public images show unity, but reports suggest he faces illness largely alone. After the cameras leave, the king retreats to Highgrove Camilla to her own home. The palace's main goal is to maintain the illusion of stability, not reveal the truth. Carefully managed appearances mask the reality of a lonely monarch. The monarchy prioritizes image over the real needs of its members. Is an institution that demands such performance truly serving its people or just itself? The double standard within the British royal family is undeniable, and it's been on display for the world to see. For generations, the monarchy has operated under its own set of rules, often shielded from the scrutiny that ordinary people face. But when it comes to who gets protected and who gets punished, the contrast couldn't be clearer. When Meghan and Harry decided to step back from royal duties, they were instantly branded as traitors by the press and public. Their every move was dissected, and they were accused of damaging the very fabric of the monarchy. The narrative painted them as selfish, disruptive, and ungrateful for the privilege they'd been given. Yet now, as reports emerge about King Charles and Queen Camilla leading increasingly separate lives, the story is spun in a completely different light. Suddenly, their independence is described as modern, practical, and even progressive, an evolution of the royal institution rather than a threat to it. The very same commentators who once condemned Harry and Meghan for breaking with tradition now rush to defend Charles and Camilla, insisting that their choices are simply a reflection of changing times. The hypocrisy is hard to ignore. This is how the system works. It protects those on the inside, those who play by its rules, and punishes anyone who dares to challenge or question its authority. The gates of Buckingham Palace remain firmly closed to outsiders, and the institution circles the wagons to protect its own. Meghan and Harry, by speaking out and exposing the inner workings of the royal machinery, crossed a line that could not be uncrossed. For their honesty, they were cast out, made examples of, and left to face the storm alone. Meanwhile, the King and Queen continue to maintain the illusion of unity and stability, upholding the institution's most sacred rule. No matter what happens behind closed doors, the show must always go on for the public. In the end, the real crime in the royal family isn't breaking with tradition. It's daring to break the silence, to speak out about what really happens behind palace walls. And for that, the consequences are severe. So who truly damages the monarchy? The couple who chose authenticity, or those who uphold an illusion? Meghan and Harry chose each other and a life of truth despite relentless criticism. The monarchy clings to image, fearing the public might see its cracks. Spin is temporary. Authenticity endures. Meghan and Harry build on reality, while the monarchy patches its fragile facade. In the end, the quiet victory belongs to truth over spin. Thanks for tuning in to Meghan and Harry Tales. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because here we speak truth to the spin, and we defend Meghan and Harry against the hypocrisy of a crumbling monarchy.